the soft workshop light. Sanded edges, smooth stress exhales. Therapy of machines as it begins. Turn the world into groove. We twist it.
Throw my microphone down trying to get it on here.
And subscribe to the tribe. Laid spirals carve out our stories in smoke. Art and remedy blend. That's the inside joke.
I think we're going. Oh, we should be live.
Dremel spins, it's time to play. Epoxy shines in the light of day. Carving covers that gleam so tight. Aliens watching from the edge of sight. Aliens in the workshop messing around. Grumpy's carving skills are world renowned. Stress gets carved with
Good morning.
Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve.
Let's see, I think y'all can hear me. I don't have my other account pulled up yet, so I don't know how the sound and whatnot's going. I can't see my chat.
Shapes take form under a steady eye. Aliens peeking, trying to invade, but Grumpy's got skills they can't evade. Aliens in the workshop messing around.
All right, here we go.
Skills are world renowned. Stress gets carved with every groove.
Jordy was live. I woke up this morning and I saw my notifications and I was like, wait a minute. He ain't live. That's got to be an old notification. And I looked and I said, oh my goodness, he is live. That was cool. Good morning, Delaney. Good morning, Billy. Hey, good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Spike. All right. It's going to be a boring live this morning. Excuse me, y'all. And them vape cartridges is tough in the mornings. All right. Again, I'm not doing no lathe work. Waiting on that daggone. Waiting on fundage so I can get my dust collection stuff situated. But I do have an idea of what I want to do. It's just, like I said, I'll wait for Saturday and cross my fingers that we got good weather and a bunch of people with fat paychecks spending all their money. That's what I need. I hope he gets his sleep schedule back under control. I know that messes with me. I get out of whack and it throws me off for a little while trying to get back to normal. And then the pain, I woke up before my alarms went off this morning because of my my back. My pain levels was through the roof. I guess I rolled over and was trying to sleep on my belly or something. I don't know. Thank you. Hey, Aim. Good morning. Oh, shit. Let's see. I gotta get all these over here in the open or I'm gonna forget about them. I got a pile of clips that I got to sand the bottoms on to add to the collection for this weekend. Put them right there. And this morning I'm gonna go through and those little wood burns I did yesterday, I'm gonna play with some color and some resin and just I guess paint them, but paint them with the UV resin to give them a little texture. And then I gotta get with my father-in-law he's got a nice little router system over there, and I got to give him something to do to keep himself busy. So I'm going to take a stack of my boards that I got cut and see if he can route the edges for me and kind of smooth all that mess over, and go from there. Then I'll have a bunch of boards prepped up to burn. He's got vascular dementia, so he's not completely out of it yet, but it's working on him, and so you got to keep him busy. Trying to figure out what all I need to get started for this, y'all, besides my resin and whatnot. Oh, that was the red. We needed red. I don't have a straight red, so we'll jump in with some of this scarlet and some of this reddish orange. Oh, Raj gonna be in space suits. Oh fuck, I got a bunch of glittery stars. We might be able to put them somewhere. Hey, Mr. Johnny, good morning. Again, we don't have no lathe work going on today, y'all. Like I said, I'm still down on my dust collection. Aliens just nodded, man, that's mad appeal. Black, truth in molds, let the resin reveal. Art deep as the void, carving wounds that heal. Fingerprints and wood grain, grumpy's real deal. Aliens just not. But at least I did figure out what I want to get, so that's a good thing. I said I'll see something, or I say I'll be shopping for something. I shop for something for months because it takes me a hot minute to get the money worked up for it. So I'll go through and look at reviews a dozen different times and compare to other stuff over and over. But I'm pretty sure that that's the collector I want to get. That Win. I think it's Win. I got it on my list. Shavings flying like a magic band, lays alive and spinning fast, turning moments that are. I need my other cord. I'm gonna need my cord for my little UV light right there. That's my little dinky UV light. It works. Let's see. Not using this camera, so we'll steal that cord. Oh. Hey, good morning, Tim. Every spin the world feels clear. The smell of cedar fills the air. Grumpy's kingdom beyond compare. Chips fall like a gentle rain. Each piece secure. Oh, let's see, how did that stuff work out? I think the letterings was black. I think that little half moon was red. Yeah. Excuse me. Hey, Miss June, good morning. Let's see, it's not morning time for y'all. What is it, about mid-afternoon, midday? Is flying, every turn feels like dreams are trying. Stress and pain melt far from sight. Cedar Wonderland feels just right. I think I got two playlists mixed up in for my music shuffling around too, so the music should pop up a little different. I made a few songs and was trying to add them to the original playlist. And for some reason, I could not figure out how to get it to just, compile and save on top of the list. I could see the old playlist, and I moved the songs to it, and it acts like they're saving it there. But I guess the the OBS has its own file or something. 1151. That's not too bad. It's 551 here. So now I have 2 playlists built in there, and I just have them both set for random and shuffle. So I guess it's gonna shuffle through both of them. Gotta get my other glasses out too so I can see better. Okay, where the bottom? There they are. And I gotta order some more stickers. Putting all them stickers in them daggone swag bags, that wiped me out on my stickers. I think I have like 8 left. Vinyl Disorders got some Black Friday sales going on, but I said all my money's got to go to that dust collector right now. Stickers can wait. I enjoy my stickers and I like doing sticker trades, but I love doing that lathe work more. Right? Okay, I am procrastinating, y'all. Procrastinating hard. That's what Grumpy does. Let's see, this one's going to be easy to do. I just have to mix up a dark kind of red. And so we're going to play with some colors. Don't really have no purple. All right, Mr. Johnny, be safe. Have a good day. Thank you for coming through. Hey, y'all hit that like, please, on the way out. My back is like just screaming at me today too, y'all. I don't know what the heck I did. I didn't do nothing strenuous like picking anything up or nothing crazy yesterday. I said all I can figure is I was tossing and turning in bed. I'm gonna have some orange boogers here in a little bit. There's that go mica powder. You open it up, you can see the little bits of dust floating out of it. Okay, that song playing now. I think that's just the jingle I put at the beginning of all my videos. Now this one's not. That's a different one. Oh, dang, did y'all see that? I don't know how well that picked up on camera, but I just made a mess. Man. Let's see if I can salvage some of this stuff. That was funny, yo. I went to squeeze some resin on top of what mica powder I had down, and there was a big old air bubble in there, so it blowed air out into it instead of resin, and blowed the mica powder everywhere. That's green. That's too much green. We don't need that.
Grumpy LaidBak, therapy's found.
Alright. Gonna let the resin run to the end first this time before we try to squeeze it out. Not sure how this is gonna mix up, so this just might be an old blobby mess. Shouldn't need too much for that either. Got a little bit of a red hue to it, almost looks brown to me though. Put a little more of that pink in there.
Welcome to the shop, gears grind, sparks ignite. Lace spin steady, cutting dreams in the night. Epoxy drips slow like a teardrop falling. Roach clips crafted, pain medication calling. Roll the therapy sessions in progression like subscribe, cosmic confession. Aliens fly by, curious, no aggression. We tell them the deal, yo, subscription's free, no question.
Bet that's why my back's hurting. I had the idea of moving my lathe out onto the back porch if it got decent out here today and do some work. But I was gonna spin some wooden spoons and clips. That was last night, and then getting up today, I ain't got no business trying to move that stuff around. It almost looks brown now. I just done made a damn mess.
Roach clips gleam in the UFO light show. Rototherapy sessions in progression like subscribe, cosmic confession. Aliens fly by, curious, no aggression. We tell them the deal, yo, subscription's free, no question.
All kind of like a powder on top of that. Let's see, glow powder, where's I gotta put there?
Laid back, carving, steady hand devotion. Epoxy shines bright, clouded in emotion. Grumpy hands spark art, therapy potion. Anxiety drips, vanishing like ocean foam.
That should take some of that brown out of there. Shouldn't have added that black. I put just a speck of black in there to help darken it up, and I think that's what kicked it to the brown. Oh. This is the glow, the UV glow pigment that I just put in there last. See if we can get that to mix up a little bit.
Therapy the mission, fire feeds the soul. Ink in the wood grain, carving out whole.
Hey, Miss Daisy. Good morning.
Epoxy drips clean, locks the vibe in time. Therapy eternal, sculpted line by line. Pain fades silent, buzzed up the climb. Aliens tracking thoughts, feeling so divine.
All right. Got the lid on my powder. Don't want to spill that stuff. That'd be a mess. Alright. We still in shot here, yeah. Give me something for y'all real quick and make this a little better.
Shoving demons aside, calling brighter days. Therapeutic fiction set the world ablaze. Creation keeps healing. We move through the
That helps out some. Waiting on this delay to kick through so I can see where I'm at on camera. I don't want to get out of screen. It's daggum back and forth, vertical and horizontal, messing with me. I need to do my box up, redo the white part right here where my downdraft is, and make me a little mark, you know, for keep it right here for vertical, and then have my little stretch for horizontal. Oh, come on, let me see.
Fumes rise thick, a toxic ballet. Each strip of confession, sins washed away. Yellow sparks bright black, eats the light. Delayed hums a hymn, turning wrongs to right. No looking, no dwelling, just a resonant will. The late whisper secrets only silence can fill. Shadows in the grooves, ghosts that
Gotta go through and get my fine paintbrush collection worked back out and cleaned up. That didn't get cleaned good, and still, man, I gotta booger that one up. This one's better. That's too thick.
Yellow glows bright, black swallows the sun. The work ain't never finished, the fight's never done. Lace spins eternal through the wrong and the right. Epoxy in the veins till the end of the night.
Alright, here we go. Yeah. I procrastinated enough time to start doing it.
Grumpy's got a plan in his hand so tight. UV resin flows like stars in the night, filling up the grooves. Yeah, the resin moves. Flash of neon cuts through the dark. Smooth. Drip, drip, drop. It's a steady stream. Crafting colors like a vivid dream. The slingshot is electric, neon bright, unapologetic. Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. The slingshot is electric, neon bright, unapologetic. Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. Like a wizard with a resin wand, creating worlds where
Most of these songs that are bouncing through are just from my old videos. I did get in there and make a couple of new songs just for the live playlist, but it's only like 3 or 4 so far. So some of the old ones, it might be a mail video pop up talking about somebody sending me a sticker or something. There's no telling.
lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. This slingshot is electric, neon bright, unapologetic. Lightning flash out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right.
Trying to stretch some of this, get it real thin and stretch it out. I want it to cure, but I also want it to be almost translucent, where you can see the wood grain underneath it still. That's one thing, I like to put color on stuff when I do it, but I also love for that wood grain to be able to pop through. So if I can add color and keep the grain, that's a win-win. And this will be real shiny. That's what I like about this mica powder. It's got that pearlescence in it real good. And I'm gonna put it thin because I want to make sure I have enough and not have to mix up a new batch, because I won't be able to match the color. What's everybody gonna start to do today? I guess it's Friday, so the starts of the weekend or the end of the week, however you want to look at it. I got that grand opening tomorrow that I'm gonna do. I'll be glad to get that done and over with. I'm excited, but I'm just as nervous as I am excited still. There's going to be a lot of more people around, and it's going to be a lot busier than it was on the 13th. So that's going to work on my anxiety some, but I just got to keep in my brain dust collector. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, is a great day so I can get that dust collector up and going.
Shiny dope soldiers a cope. Out of the haze came purpose and hope. Aliens nodding props to the craft.
No dust collector and a few pin kits. As I said, I got the mandrel and the barrel trimmers and everything to start turning pins. I just need the kits for it. And then I gotta get back on doing my resin, my epoxy blanks. I've been focusing on getting everything done and kind of set up for this stuff, and then the lives and whatnot. And I haven't poured any fresh blanks. Then we had a little cold snap, which made it a little difficult on mixing the epoxy. And that slowed me down a little bit, but I gotta get at it. I need those blanks. That's gonna start flowing with my videos. Using a toothpick to get here in that very fine edge. I got fine tip paintbrushes, but they don't get as pointy. That toothpick will help you get it up in there and not cover up your burn. Alright, now I got it all colored. And so I'll go back, and I still have about half of what I mixed up, so I'll go back where it's gotten real thin and I'll add a little more, kind of build it up and spread it. Turn the world into grooves, we twist in the vibe, hit the bell, like and subscribe to the tribe. Lay spirals, carve out our stories in smoke, art and remedy blend. That's the I want it somewhat clear or that translucent, but I also want it thick. You know, it gives it that raised texture. I mean, folks ain't gonna be rubbing all over it, but for me, it adds to it. I like it with that extra effect on it. Heck, the one I sold at the event, I have them done up to hang, you know, like little pictures on the wall or something like that. And they bought it, so I'm gonna use this to roll my stuff on. I'm like, hey, there you go. I don't think they're quite set up for trays yet. I want to start making some trays, but that's just going to be a little more resin and all, and I got to get a mold for it. They have them.
Inside joke.
That's a nice spot, huh?
Dremel spins, it's time to play. Epoxy shines in the light of day. Carving covers that gleam so tight. Aliens watching from the edge of sight. Aliens in the workshop messing around. Grumpy's carving skills are world renowned. Stress gets carved with every groove. Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve.
I'll go through some paper towels.
Epoxy shimmers.
Gotta get me a my bad. I gotta get a snot alcohol wipes. Get me a pack of alcohol wipes. That'll help. I got a little jar of alcohol right here that I'll rub my brushes through. And, with a little Bob Ross whippy as I call it. He whips his old paintbrush on his board. My son was playing his games last night, and he's 18, so I mean, I guess some people still know who Bob Ross is, but he's not creative and artistic enough. And he was in there playing in his room, and I heard him say something about Bob Ross. I come around the corner joking. I said, "Don't you be using Bob's name in vain." I said, his happy little accents are too cool. He just looked at me like I was stupid because he don't know the references and stuff.
Grumpy's carving skills are world renowned. Stress gets carved with every groove. Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve.
Hey, good morning, Cindy. Let me see, where are we at? I got you. I thought I fixed that. I fixed it now. Let's see. There we go. Go back to the computer. All right. Put some UV light on here and cure that up before I end up smearing it everywhere. Yeah, that bottle of alcohol, it glows in the dark. Man, I love watching Bob Ross's paintings. And have you ever watched the biography on him and some of the stuff he went through and some of the crap his family put him through? It was a mess. Yeah, I liked watching him. I watched him on PBS all the time. You're welcome, Cindy. Thank you for coming through and showing me the support.
Epoxy
I got this one to go through and put the color in. Excuse me. This one is going to be the one that I'm going to be procrastinating. Y'all see where I went through and I added that torch. I just burnt the edges a little bit. Excuse me, y'all. And then I cut down the edges there. A little medication so it takes my breath away a little bit. Hey, yeah. Control this morning. Therapy ain't a couch, it's chisels and light. Grumpy's batshit crazy meds in a haze. Roll tight medication, floating out of space. Glows in the dark, magic lit through the maze. Hit that like it looks like a little kid done drew it. I start nitpicking everything when I slow down and look at it, but the little visor is kind of egg shaped. It's smaller down here, bigger over here, and nothing centered up. But hey, I guess that's what makes it handmade. And I'm not the best drawer. You know, I can draw. I'm 50-50. 1 minute I'll sit down and try to draw something and I cannot draw it worth nothing. 3 days later I draw something and you think somebody completely different done picked up my sketch pad. It's weird. I joke with my Ray Ray and my JoJo, so I guess Ray Ray can draw good and JoJo can't, or vice versa. But one day one of them's drawing and the next day ain't. I've always been like that. It's crazy. This is a mess. I'm gonna have to wipe that down and clean that. I'm trying to see if I can use. Yeah. Fingerprints and wood grain, Grumpy's real deal. Aliens just nodded, man, that's mad appeal. I'm gonna use the color I did on that moon and put it on the 13 on that little astronaut's visor. That way I can use, I don't want to waste any of the resin that I've mixed up. And that's about all that I'm going to put on this piece. I'm going to put some black on the 13 on this board that's got the light on it now. And then, yeah, the bigger board, that's the one that's I got to figure out how I'm going to do that, because that's going to take more resin and everything. And that's the thing, if I go with just one color, it's not that bad to match, but I'll put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and mix my colors up. And so when I use up that little bit of color, I try to replicate that color, and it don't never come out the same. Grumpy's in a cedar wonderland, shavings flying like a magic band, lays alive and spinning fast, turning moments that are built to last. Cedar in each hand, oh what a day, the scent of the wood takes stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights, crafting joy. Oh shit, I like it to fall. Don't fall. The cord's too long, pulling it there. Life is feeling so grand out here. With every spin the world feels clear. The smell of cedar fills the air. I'm having lathe withdrawals. I'm wanting to play on my lathe pad. Wood chips fall like a gentle rain, each piece secure for the ache and strain. Fingers trace the grain so fine, in every groove a story divine. Cedar in each hand, oh what a day, the scent of the wood takes stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights, crafting joy in the quiet night. I got one more tool to get, and then I can make the first kit out of the you got all kind of little kits you can buy for the lathe, like salt and pepper kits, little lighter kits. Miss Francis sent me some lip balm holder kits. Basically it's little, you spin a tube, you know, and it holds your chapstick tube or your Burt's Beeswax tube or something like that. It's two different brands that'll fit for, but I needed the mandrel and all at first just to hold it, and I got that all set up, but then I needed the bushings to fit the kit, and so I ordered those, got those, and I went to looking at it, and I thought I had the drill bit that I needed, but I don't. You have to drill that tube out, and out of my set, it's the one I don't have. I was like, daggone. So yeah, gotta order that, and then I can make those. Yeah, I can't wait to start doing the pins and stuff. Right now I'm painting that 13 on that astronaut helmet with the leftover resin while this stuff's curing a little bit. I'll get that light on there some, and then once the sun comes up out there, I'll take and set them all outside for a few minutes, and then they'll for sure be cured. I got my molds ready. I got to clean up my little silicone mixers so I can mix up some epoxy for my blanks, and then I'll be making a set of blanks, well, 2 blanks for the clips and then a blank for the spoon. The way I'm set up right now, I can do those 3 and have enough room in my pressure pot. My pressure pot's small. And I got to link a video. I have a this, I can't remember his daggum name. I'm bad with names. It takes me forever to get a name down. But I think his name was Bruce. I can't remember his full name, but I got his channel information and I got the video saved. But he makes a mold. It's a DIY like silicone mold kind of deal, but it's not silicone. He does it out of glycerin and gelatin, and mixes it up. Mixes the gelatin and the glycerin up. I think you put a little bit of water in there. I got it all on the video, but basically you can take the mixture once it cures. It's like ballistic gel. But you can put it in the microwave and melt it down to a liquid, and then pour it over whatever you want to make a mold of, like you would the regular mold mixing stuff, and then put it in the refrigerator to cool it down and let it cure, and then you have a mold. It's weird. It's not like making those molds that, you know, that you would cast your pen blanks or something in. It can tear and whatnot, but that's the thing about it. If it tears, you just melt it down and pour it again, right? But I wasn't sure if it was going to work for epoxy, because the epoxy getting hot when it cures, and I figured it might melt it down when it does that. But I've tried it, and I poured 1 blank with it so far, and it worked out. It cured in the mold. I was able to get it out. And then that's just the thing. If, you know, once it's cured, you don't have to be gentle with the mold. Hey, good morning, Runic. You can just rip it right off the mold, you know, and just, like I said, remelt the mold and make it all over again. But where is it at? I think I got some out here. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. This is my mold for my dab spoon holder, right? It's what I used to make it. I melted it, and I had the lid for this little deal, and I had a old pill bottle hot glued to the lid, you know, and had little holes drilled in the top of the lid, and then, you know, snapped the lid and everything on here with the little holes in there with the pill bottle pushing in, and it kept it. Here's the mold I made. I make it easier to explain, but it kept the pill bottle off the bottom, you know, so it's like a shot glass. But, you know, I made that out of that glycerin and gelatin, and you can, like I said, you can melt that in the microwave to a liquid and pour it into something and make a whole new mold. It's pretty cool. It's sticky. It is a sticky mess, and you do not want to use this stuff in your sink, you know, and rinse out your bowl or whatever down your drain, because that stuff's gonna solidify and congeal back in your pipes, and you're gonna have a nightmare. But it cleans up easy. I mean, just water will clean it up when you go to make it. Now that should have cured. I wonder if it glows. It should have some glow to it, so we put some of that glow pigment in there. Oh, awesome. Alright, y'all, hold on. I'm teasing y'all. Y'all can't see it glow. Oh, my back. Oh, damn. Damn. I don't know what I did. I must have been wrestling with myself in my sleep. Oh. Oh. Hey, good morning, Mainly. Let me move this out of the way and y'all can see that one glow for a second.
Welcome to the shop. Gears grind, sparks ignite. Lace spin steady, cutting dreams in the night.
Put the UV light on there for a second and charge it, and we'll see how bright it gets. Yeah, that'll work. Alright. That one's got to cure some more. The 13 ain't quite cured yet. But it glows. It glows good too. Now this is, I like this one. This one's, yes sir, that's going to look awesome. Like a fossil, spinning these tools, therapy colossal. And then I like the way the little pieces of plywood are coming out of the grain around the edge of this one, because when you hit it with that UV and black light, it kind of pops and makes the border kind of glow. But then you got that moon glows. That's pretty cool. Alright, let me turn my lights back on, y'all. I need to get this on a switch. It's on a switch, but I gotta get up and down to get to it. I need to get it on my daggone smart switch or something. Oh, it's less up and down. Dang it, y'all. I don't know what the hell I did last night, but my back damn sure ain't liking me today. I got to drive my son to school today too. That sucks. It needs to get it on out of its system today, though. I don't need to be stoved up like this tomorrow. That's gonna make for a very long day. Alright. I have the astronaut board on my lap with that light curing that real quick. I don't have too much room in my little box to set stuff down.
Medication rolled tight, sparking the roots. Chronic pain, a ghost fades in the booth, creating our escape. These forms be proof.
Yeah, it was the first time building me a little carbon setup like this when I made this box. I kept that mentality that the smaller the box, the less mess there would be for me to clean up. And so I built it, you know, to where I could still manage pieces, but it not get too big. And it's not big enough. I need to extend the height on it about maybe 6 inches or so, and then widen it out maybe about 6 inches on each side. And then the opening of the box needs to be a little bit bigger. I'll lean into it to look at some of my work, and I hit my head on the opening going into the box.
Medication rolled tight, sparking the roots. Chronic pain, a ghost fades in the booth, creating our escape. These forms be proof. Grumpy's craft cuts through that ether haze, shoving demons aside, calling brighter days. Therapeutic fiction set the world ablaze. Creation keeps healing, we move through the maze.
Hey, Runic, let me find them. Let's see. That should be good. I don't want it to be sticky. I don't want to set nothing down on anything that is sticky. There's some bushes. I've never used pin sets or anything like that, but if I'm understanding this correctly, this is that set of bushings for that lip balm set. Alright, I'm gonna take in, let's see, let me find something here. This is my mandrel. I'll put them on my mandrel like that, put my blank on there, and then put them like that, and then with the blank drilled out, these parts right here, that goes into the blank, correct? And then I turn it to where I'm flush with this outer edge. Shadows in the grooves, ghost etched in the grain. Epoxy binds a crack, sealing up the pain. Get it in camera, it helps if I'm in camera, won't it? That means something that back. It's alright, cool. That's what I was thinking. I've never messed with them, but it's like, okay, if that's what I was believing that the bushings were for, was to give you that you know, like your hardware, you know, the bushing is basically, that outer edge is basically the same diameter of your hardware that goes into your pin or your kits, and so that's what you turn to, so you don't like have a ledge or a bump or whatever. All right, cool. And then don't most of the pin kits come with the bushing you need for the kit? I gotta get a box to hold all those. Yeah, outer diameter as a rule. Okay, cool.
What's he cooking? What's the plan? Medication ready, rolling stand. Click that like.
Just a little boy. Yeah. Okay. So it'll be a learning curve. I mean, it I'm not saying it's super easy, but I mean, once I get that idea, it should translate over pretty good. Is that I've never done it like that, but doing my clips, you know, I turn my clips, and that's dang near the same principle as the body of a pin, just it's not hollow. You know, so.
Is it wisdom or just a lie? Questions hover, answers blur. Who is grumpy?
I want to get some of those lighter kits. I love that lighter kit that you turned. I don't like using lighters like that for my herbal stuff because it's too gassy. You'll taste that lighter fluid, kind of like cooking with charcoal and stuff. When you put too much lighter fluid on the charcoal, you kind of taste it in your food. You use a Zippo or something like that for your herbal, you kind of taste that. But I do like that lighter. That's just too cool. DeLand, when are you gonna put your little video together for the heart challenge? I'm awaiting. I don't know if you've seen my picture for that or not. I was probably one of the last submissions because I turned it in like the night before, like the 19th or something like that. Where'd it go? I'm trying to find it. This was the piece I did for it. Right, yeah. I saw that on some people that do a lot of turning. They have dang near like a tackle box full of little bushings and stuff in each little bin and stuff, and got them tagged. And this one glows too. The outline of the green heart's real bright, and then I kind of like whitewashed or dirty washed the rest of it with glow pigment.
What's the deal? Aliens flying by, medication rolled on the standby. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Grumpy's Big Show makes you feel alive.
Okay, cool. This is one of the new songs I did just for the lives. Playlist is shuffling right. It works. And then move the light out and see how that one glows.
It just leaps from his channel to my soul. He takes control, he makes me whole. Aliens flying by, medication rolled on the standby. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Grumpy's Big Show makes you feel alive.
Alright, that off should be good. Now I need to come up with some more color. Let that cool off.
Aliens flying, zipping through the sky. Medication rolling.
I need to clean these up here a little bit so I can do my epoxy.
Hit that button, yeah, subscribe or fly. Grumpy's Groove, it's coming alive. Streaming chaos.
I'll wipe that down.
Like it, love it, don't take five. Grumpy's Groove, you can't survive. You can't survive. What's up his sleeve, a trick or a grin? Mystery unfolds as the show begins. Aliens nodding, they're tuning in. Grumpy's
A little
world.
bit of alcohol and that cleans right up.
Stand by for the thrill. Medication chill. Alien skill. Lights are flashing. Bass will kill. Grumpy's Groove, it fits the bill. Grumpy's
I'll go through some paper towels and some 91% alcohol. I use the heck out of that. Hey, good morning, Pat. Oh, my back. Coffee's hiding behind me. Alright, we're going. I want the green black for that. I mean, it is medical. I mean, you gotta have green in there, right? So I'll put green black in there. It should come out good. Should come out looking good. And then I'll crunch up. This is that UV pigment, but the humidity down here, I open that up and a little bit of moisture gets in there, and that daggum stuff starts to get hard in there again. You gotta have like a little mortar and pestle and kind of grind it back up. Then I have little chunks in my mix. That's crazy. Alright. I want to try this, but not with that one. Let me see. Here we go. Here's my own. Miss Francis wanted me to make her some spoons for her resin, or for her powders. I don't know how well these are going to work, so I'm going to try it. Hey, that works. If you're doing little bitty things and you don't need a lot. Heck yeah. That's gonna work good. I didn't think I need to try to find some that's got a little bit bigger spoon on there, but that's not bad. For the size that is, I didn't really think that you were going to be able to get much, but that mica sticks to everything pretty good, so that worked out. Spill it.
Sharp reeks of ozone, madness in the air. Aliens whispering, static in their stare. Grumpy hums a hymn, a twisted code. Rolling on the edge of an overloaded road. Grumpy wants a ride, wheels spinning in the haze. Meds roll tight, they burn in smoky praise. Therapy in the clouds, the pain's unspoken. Like subscribe vibes, words cracked and broken.
I like the microphone so far, but I wish the noise canceling worked a little better. I have it set on maximum for the noise canceling, but I still pick up a lot of noise. But I also need to play with the settings because I have the gain on the microphone, I think, set max. So I need to play with that and turn the gain down some and see how it records. And see if lower gain helps with the noise cancellation. Oh, I about did it again, you know. Meds roll tight, fists fight the void. Grains etch deep past cannot avoid. Pain hums low, therapies in the glow. Aliens laugh slow, they know. Static in the wires, truth's on fire. Grumpy's desires tangled in the mire. Ashes and sparks, a symphony of scars. See how that green and then that dark green mixes up. It still stays dark, but it's gonna have that glow pigment in there, so it's gonna glow. Like and subscribe, this is Grumpy's life. Smoke, roll, stick, therapy in the haze. Made in pain, these are Grumpy's days. Deland, I still love you, buddy. It's natural. It's just life. But you owned it and you rolled with it, so that earns you more respect there, sir.
Grumpy's in the shop, wires hum a death hymn. Electricity crawling, spark section in the resin. Aliens in the corner, shadows doing lessons. Blink twice, they vanish, dimension second guessing. Grumpy wants to ride meds, roll tight. Pain's a co-pilot, therapy's the flight. Smokes the sermon, preaching out.
I would show y'all the glow in that, but if I did, it would cure the resin before I could use it. There you go. That's it. That's it. Just make sure they're downwind. Because I hear it's a present, people. Where's my brush at? Here we go. History's a whisper, riding in these cars. The wheel turns slow, destination too far. Grumpy laughs slow, lights flicker like stars. Grumpy wants to ride meds, roll tight. Pain's a co-pilot, therapy's the flight. Smokes the sermon, preaching out of sight. Hit that like, hit that vibe, subscribe to the night. No, I don't want to cover the burn up, yo. That's why I love this stuff here. Paper towel and a toothpick. Get it back out of the groove. Come on. Oh, and we put it into the other one. There we go. Keep on. Blueprints of pain stitched with sweat and rust. Aliens fly by, they beam through the night. Grumpy's got the tools, but he's ready for a fight. Take him for a ride, nah, he ain't leaving the floor. Therapy's the work, and the work is the war. Alright. Pulling out tricks like a magician in the grime. I'll fix that up real quick. Clocking out of time. Made in pain, fingerprints, scar to steel. Each groove a confession. Each turn reveals. Mez roll tight, slow burning the stress. Aliens peeping, but Grumpy won't confess. Aliens fly by, they beam through the night. Grumpy's got the tools, but he's ready for a fight. Take him for a ride, nah, he ain't leaving the floor. Therapy's the work, and the work is the war. Lathe hum steady, a lullaby, a grind. Epoxy hardens faster than the passage of time. I like watching them chiropractor videos like that. It's funny. I don't do chiropractor. I'm scared of that bone manipulation with the way my back is. You know, sometimes them pops make me feel good. Sometimes them pops put me down for a few days when I pop my back. So it's like I try to just let it do its thing naturally. So I'm scared of a chiropractor, but I do like watching the videos because they'll bow up on them people and start stretching them. I'll say they fart in their face or something. It's like, you just asking for that mess. Yeah, they're funny. But I do like watching them where them people go in there and they're all stoked up, been dealing with pain for years, and that chiropractor snatches them one good time and they start crying, you know, and I can understand them tears. If he was dealing with that pain and all of a sudden it hurt, but then it went away, oh yeah. But yeah, that bone manipulation, that scares me. Dreams in his pocket, but they might just fade. Struggles are real, the pieces can fall, but Grumpy's got a plan to outsmart it all. Mez rolled up, aliens fly. Grumpy stares up at the star-filled sky, wishing for a ride, a quick goodbye to the grind, the grit, the never why. Mez rolled up, aliens fly. Grumpy stares up at the star-filled sky, wishing for a ride, a quick
to the grind, the grit, the never why.
Jesus, slow down a little bit, Hot Rod. Did you have a bad accident a couple of times or something? What'd you do to break your back, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, if it's personal, I got you, but...
The shavings fall like a silver rain. Each cut's a whisper of joy and pain. His hands are rough, but his heart beats loud. Grumpy's alone, but he's never cowed. Lathe hums a tune, it's a mournful sound. Echoes of dreams spinning round and round.
I just don't trust the doctors in my little podunk town. That's the bad part about it. I've lost my faith in them, and so it's like, yeah, coming to something like that, and that scares me. Because a bad doctor snatched me like that, and I'll be freaking paralyzed, you know. So that scares me.
Grumpy stares up at the star-filled sky, wishing for a ride, a quick goodbye to the grind, the grit, the never why. Grumpy got a package today, meds rolled tight, ready to play. Was about to ignite the spark when the mailman knocked.
That's like the neurologist that fused my neck. I was going to him a few times after my surgery because I was having issues. I ain't never had hardware in my neck. I didn't know what to expect when storms come up, stuff like that. And he did his x-rays a couple of times, and then he's like, dude, there ain't nothing wrong with your hardware. He says, I guarantee you 100% my work's not moving. I said, oh, I'm not saying it's your work. You know, I'm saying maybe, you know, the stuff above and below is getting bad. You know, because when you start having fusions, you tend to have that, you know, because the discs above and below compensate for everything with the mobility and stuff. So we did his scans. They come out okay. Then he sent me for an MRI. And the MRI come back and he's like, yeah, we need to address this, but I'm too busy to get you in, so you need to go see these people for a few months to see if they can help relieve your issues until we can deal with it. And he sent me to a pain management office. I don't do pain pills, opioids, medication, none of that. I just do herbal and CBD. And ain't no doctor office gonna subscribe me no extra. You know, I have my prescription for that already, you know, so the pain management wasn't really doing nothing for me. They started doing those trigger injections to see if I was a candidate for a nerve ablation on my neck. And they have to go through and do like Novocaine shots in your neck first. Hey, Randall. And to see if that gives you any relief, you know, before they actually go in there and burn the nerves for real. And they did all those trigger injections to see if it would help me, and it didn't change my pain numbers one bit. So I wasn't a candidate to qualify for that, you know, and I wasn't taking their pain pills that they were wanting to give me. So they kind of wiped their hands with me, and then by the time I get to the neurologist, he's looking over my file and he's like, well, why did you go to these people? I'm like, because you sent me there. He's, oh no, if I would have sent you to pain management, it definitely wouldn't have been this office. I can't stand these people. And I just laughed. I said, sir, I can't go anywhere without a referral. You referred me to that office. You know, and he just looked at me, and then he starts reading my file, and he's, well, I really don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Do you think maybe you have fibromyalgia? And it's like, you don't think there's nothing wrong with me, but yet you send me somewhere and these people are stabbing me in my neck and stuff on a regular with needles. And ever since then, I haven't gone back to him. I haven't gone back to any neurologist yet. You know, it's like, geez Louise. And so yeah, with that, and then the experiences I've had with the dentist in the past, and then the experiences I've had with my eye doctor for the past 2 years, Grumpy's just lost faith in doctors altogether. Doctors and insurance companies, they're just out to make money. They don't care about the people. That's how I feel these days. All right, I'm off that soapbox. Woo.
Outer space whispers in the screws compression. Blueprints bleed secrets, no discretion. Made in pain, does therapy, no escape. Medication rolled tight, cosmos reshaped. Hiding in the glow.
Random. What is your first name, sir? If you don't mind me asking, or do you want me to just call you Random?
Wood cone confession, sawdust sermons, the resin's aggression. Outer space whispers in the screws compression. Blueprints bleed secrets.
Hey, Jim.
No discretion.
Oh, cool. I didn't see you sneak in there.
Therapy, no escape. Medication rolled tight, cosmos reshaped. Hiding in the glow, stars collide. Like subscribe, aliens take Grumpy for a ride.
Oh, goodness. Aaron. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm grumpy. We all know that.
They float the lake, it hums in tongues. Boats levitate, prophecy sprung. Grumpy's on the mothership, lungs unsung. Wailers in the
And I tried to put that in my face. Now, look, I ain't making fun of people. People can do what they want to do. If they want to identify as a cat, they can meow. I don't care. Just keep that to yourself. But don't get pissed off at me when you look like a woman and I say, hey, ma'am, thank you. Or I try to hold the door for you, just being polite. That I hate. But on what I was saying, when you go to fill out some paperwork and stuff, you'll put in there, they'll ask you what your pronouns are. I always try to put grumpy, but it's not in the list of pronouns. But, oh. All right, I'm sorry. I'll get off that subject.
Grumpy's lay the spins, Hypnotica machines hum choir. Epoxy roach clips stack the galaxy of fire. Yellow and black swirl spiral like stars. Crafted constellations trapped in resin jars. Clarity in the spin, the pain carves deep. Each turn of the lathe, secrets it keeps. Splinters in his hands, truth in the grind. Chasing sanity he may never find. Like and subscribe, let the world collide. The aliens will take us.
I got some clear coat to spray over some of my trees. I gotta do that once I think it's foggy out there again this morning, so once that fog dissipates, I'll coat them jokers down. I hope I sell some of those tomorrow. I didn't have any of those with me on the 13th. I dug out what I have ready, so I have 4 up there. There's just that burn board. I can't do my lathe work or nothing, so I took that dispensary I'm going to Saturday. It's Planet 13, and that's their logo. And so I just wood burned that on there, and now I'm kind of painting it with some UV resin to give it a little color and stuff. And then one of their pictures and one of their t-shirts is like an astronaut with a planet in the background, and he's got like 13 reflected in his visor. And so I kind of sketched that out playing, and so I'm gonna color this one in and then color that, you know, I'm gonna color that in and with the resin and stuff, and give it some glow effect, like just some green and brownish for land, and then blue and stuff for the water. Well, I mean, I don't mind that whole pronoun thing and stuff. I mean, if somebody wants to identify like that, I mean, you're a confused individual, but I cannot judge you. That's what you want to do, then by me, that, you know, that's what you want to do, because it's not going to affect me. It only affects me is when you look like a guy and I say, hey, sir, but you want to identify as a girl and then go off on me about it. I don't know what's in your head, you know. So, I mean, if that's what you want, you need to wear that little sticky name tag that says, hey, my name's Brenda or something, you know, when you're supposed to be a Brandon. You know, I don't know, but I that's the only judgment I give, is when I get that crazy ass reaction, like I'm supposed to know who you are and how you are. When you look like a man, I think you're a man. You look like a woman, I think you're a woman. You know, but
exotic goods from a world far away, but the grind never stops.
But yeah, that's the only way. That's my only feelings about it. You know, like I said, people want to relate how they want to. That's their prerogative. But you just gotta help me know, not go off on me. Because when you go off on me, then that's when you get that Ray reaction, and I'm gonna go off back. You know, so and then that's where we get all that hate and discontent.
Bubbles in the resin, a galaxy trap. Time bends and twists like the universe snapped. Grumpy hums low as the aliens cheer. This tiny workshop holds the whole sphere. Colors glow bright, they burn through the night. Meds rolled up tight, and it feels just right. Milky Way spins in a haze of disdain. All of this magic is just made in pain.
That's the bad thing too, is when it's little kids that say that's their feelings and that's how they feel, you know, and then the parents want to okay that and go along with that. When them kids is too damn young, they don't know nothing, they too damn confused. Now, hell, even an 18-year-old's going to be confused about what they want to do, you know, but if you're grown and that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do.
Shop, the air hums low. Lather spins a whisper, a tale we don't know. Dreams take form from metal and fire. A universe forged by hands that never tire. Echoes of creation in the grind.
And I think there ought to be some FDA rules and laws in that kind of situation. And the kids shouldn't be allowed to take hormones and stuff to stop them from maturing and stuff like that. You need to let the body do what the body's supposed to do naturally, and then do what you want to do. That's just my opinion. Everybody's got them, so I hope I don't make nobody mad with that. Like I said, do what you want to do, power to you. I'll support you 100%. But just be grown.
What's a dream but a spark until the hands turn the wheel, the fire burns bright in Grumpy's shop, creation takes flight. Of creation in the grind and the sparks, the cosmos reborn in these humble dark parts. Sparks fly, dreams ignite in Grumpy's shop. Stars take flight.
Trying to paint that around, but not push that resin off into them little troughs, because once it hits that trough, it'll just kind of pull itself over into it. Oh, and I didn't mix up enough, I don't think, so it's gonna have to be thin. I get the whole thing covered and then go back and try to thicken it up.
Grumpy's got a plan in his hand so tight. UV resin flows like stars in the night, filling up the grooves. Yeah, the resin moves, flash of neon cuts through the dark. Smooth, drip, drip, drop, it's a steady stream. Crafting colors like a vivid dream. The slingshot is electric, neon bright, unapologetic. Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. The slingshot is electric, neon bright, unapologetic. Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove.
Well, I mean, like I said, you can support your kid mentally all day long. You know, just the physical aspects of it. Let their body be grown first. You know, because with bodies not being able to mature and everything, that's going to affect them physically in the long run with their health. You know, there's going to be things that their body needs that didn't happen because of the hormones and stuff they were taking.
Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. Grumpy spun the wood till it morphed out of shape. Lathe humming, hands moving, crafting fate. Epoxy drips, binds bugs in a sculptor's twist. Zen found in the fog, some aliens miss. Eyes bloodshot, medicated, soul kissed. Peace found among aliens in the mist. Chronic pains a ghost, anxieties dismissed. Like to the tribe, spark flames in the abyss. Shadings fall like dreams cut from the grave. Turning, spinning out of pain. Workshop whispers secrets only hands know. Therapy in motion, the vibe slow glow.
Chronic pain ain't no damn ghost this morning. That joker's a gremlin and he's sticking the shit out of me. Flash for me to get off my back. Oh. I'm sorry, y'all. I normally don't fuss about my back this bad, but it's right there above my hip and my lower back. So it's like if I move or lean or just barely to any time, it's not just about any time I move, that gremlin's sticking me. I ain't smoking my joint till I get back from taking my boy to school.
Of fate.
I think it's stress. I'm stressing Saturday. The more I think about it, I feel like I'm having an anxiety attack. I'm getting that chest pains and snot. And it's like, come on, Grumpy, settle down. I gotta have Saturday go good.
Grumpy spins the lathe, hand steady in the grind. Epoxy roach clips, art where functions aligned. Workshop sessions, therapy flows in the air. Turning junk into gems, like we just don't care. Eyes glazed crimson, medicated haze flows. Chronic aches vanish, the good healing shows.
Rick, it's homemade, it's not CNC, right?
Whisper words of relief. Craft and cannabis, our escape from the grief. Turn the world into grooves, we twist in the vibe.
I gotta get me a couple different playlists going though. I like this playlist, it's mellow. It ain't rowdy or nothing. But I want some I want to make some of my stuff that we're short of jamming. If I get out here and do a live, I want to be in one of the moods. Because I have my, the way I got it set up, I can't hear it. If I'm just streaming and talking to y'all, I don't hear nothing, but I got my my other account open on my phone, so I'm watching with an earbud in my ear. That way I can hear. Kind of weird because I sit there and listen to myself talk and all that, but I would listen to music too. Where'd I put my light? There it is.
Turn the world into grooves, we twist in the vibe. Hit the bell, like and subscribe to the tribe.
That was cool though. Wake up majority having a live this morning. Like I said, I saw the notification on my phone and thought he'd went live last night before I went to bed, and I was like, damn, I missed it. And then I was like, oh hell no, he's still live. That was cool.
Aliens floating, they dip in my sight. The mist curling thick In the soft workshop light, sanded edges, smooth stress, exhaled sins. The therapy hum
goodness
of
gracious, y'all.
machines as it begins. Turn the world into grooves, we twist in the vibe. Hit the bell like and subscribe to the tribe.
Curious to see how bright the green's gonna be against that dark green pigment. As I put that glow green in there on top of that.
That's the inside joke.
Laid back in my chair right now, letting that epoxy cure for a minute.
Dremel spins, it's time to play. Epoxy shines in the light of day. Carving covers that gleam so tight. Aliens watching from the edge of sight. Aliens in the workshop messing around. Grumpy's carving skills are world renowned. Stress gets carved with every groove. Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve. Epoxy shimmers as the dust flies high. Shapes take form under a steady eye. Aliens peeking, trying to invade, but Grumpy's got skills they can't evade. Aliens in the workshop messing around. Grumpy's carving skills are world renowned. Stress gets carved with every groove. Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve. They touch the tools, they knock stuff down.
One here, I done lost one
Trying
down.
to steal the crown, but with every cut
Give me my
and
chat
every
back.
spin, Grumpy's got this, aliens won't
There we go.
win.
Alright, that should be cured good. Feels just a touch sticky, but that'll be fixed when I put it outside. Let's see.
Grumpy's carving skills are world renowned. Stress gets carved with every groove. Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve.
Oh, it gives it a nice green glow. That's the crazy thing about this glow pigment. It all kind of, I don't know if y'all see it like that or not, but when I turn the light out with it glowing, it all seems to have a green glow. But my eyes play with me with color bad. See, I can see the green and the like pinkish hue and stuff in that right there, but then when I turn the light out, it all kind of glows green. Well, that's the bad thing about it. I don't like talking politics and stuff, and this kind of runs in there with politics, but this deals with our children, so it's kind of important. But I mean, that's the thing. Parents these days almost don't have a leg to stand on, because the kid will go to school and the kid will cry to a counselor and then cry to a guidance counselor, and then all of a sudden you're a bad parent. The child protective services are coming up in wanting to take your kids away because, you know, no, Tommy, you're a little boy, not a little girl, you know. And so yeah, it's crazy. It's hard for the parents. Like I said, it's hard for them to have that backbone because it almost backfires on them. This is my alcohol solution. I've been cleaning all that glow resin and stuff off of it. It's like a science experiment or something.
Creative blaze, sharp blade cutting, pouring epoxy to life. Each stroke sculpt chaos, channel the strife. Aliens whisper notes, transmit them precise. Out of this world, roach clip got that spice. Glow bright like UFOs at a midnight sight. Craft wild carvings, man, they take flight. In a zone, no phone, just resin delight. Therapy ain't a couch.
All right, thank you, Billy. I'm gonna put that one to the side. It's done with the color. I won't do no more color to it. If anything, I'm gonna take my torch and I'll take my I'll take my little butane torch and I'll kind of cook over and just kind of give it a little bit of burn here and there. I'll avoid the epoxy, but I'll kind of burn around it and then knock that off with some Scotch-Brite. Kind of gives it that antique-ish look. Oh, gracious. Gonna have the grand pug here today too. Let's see if I have one. Here we go. This one's got a little bit of that overburn that I was talking about. And I kind of went through, I put some stain on top of this board too, I think. But I went through and kind of burned here and there just to darken it up a little bit and then, cook the edges good. But I would have sold that on the 13th if I'd have been able to take cards. I wasn't set up to take debit or credit cards with my phone. And a couple people wanted that, but that was the only way they had to pay was with card. But I'm set up for that now. I can do the tap to pay with my phone, and then by chance, if they don't have that chip on their card, I got the little plug-in box to where I can swipe it now. So I'm not gonna miss no sales for that now. Fingerprints and wood grain, grumpy's real deal. Aliens just not a menace, mad appeal. Ooh, I got my butt whooped on a regular through elementary school. We still had corporal punishment when I was in elementary school. They pretty much was stopping it by the time I hit middle school. But no, elementary school, it was on. I get my ass in trouble. They sent me to the office. Mr. Baker, no, Mr. Foster. Mr. Baker was middle school. Mr. Foster, I will never forget that man. He lit my ass up with that paddle on a regular. And let me tell y'all, I was hard-headed when I was little. I'm still hard-headed, but my butt is no stranger to the belt or the paddle. Dust is dancing under workshop lights, crafting joy in the quiet night. And then Mr. McKenzie, that was the first male teacher in that elementary school when I was little. And me and the principal's son had gotten into an altercation. So when we got sent to the office, it was bias. The principal says, I can't do the paddlings because you're my son, blah, blah, blah. So they brought that teacher up in there. And that teacher did the paddling. Woo-wee! I would have much rather that principal do it because you can tell he wasn't used to swinging a paddle and he didn't know about how hard to swing that bad boy. But whew, let me tell you, he lifted me up on my tiptoes. 3 licks. And that was the worst paddling I ever had from him. So yeah, that's kind of etched in my brain. I thought that was funny. I won't forget that because that boy, he sat there in the office and cried all day because he knew his daddy wasn't going to be whooping him. He was hyperventilating, trying to get out of that whooping. He was a spoiled little brat. He deserved it. Lay fired up and the dust is flying. Every turn feels like dreams are trying. Stress and pain melt far from sight. Now I got to come up with my color patterns for this. Take stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights, crafting joy in the quiet nights. On my growing up, we was the generation of kids, Gen X, used to be seen, not heard. It was true. Get your butt outside and play. Don't come inside. No, if you thirsty, get something out of the water hose. You ain't got to come inside to get nothing to drink. That's how we grew up. You know, and then if you was at your buddy's house playing and your buddy got in trouble or you got in trouble, you was getting that whooping right there with him. You know, it wasn't no go home and tell your mommy. No, heck no. You went home crying to tell your mama that you just got your butt whooped. You know, that's how we did it around here, or the parents did it around here. And my buddy's dad, his paddle was like that. It had the holes drilled through it. And I didn't like that. And then the paddle at school, it was just a solid paddle. And then at the house, it wasn't no paddle at the house. It was a daggum belt. My pawpaw did leather work, so we always had fresh leather belts, you know, whether it was mine or my dad's. And I hated them leather belts, but I'd hide every one of them. We'd go to my grandparents the next weekend. Pawpaw's like, Timmy, I hear you need a new belt. I'm like, dadgummit, no, sir. Yeah. Memories. Trauma memories. Whatever you want to call it. Oh, goodness. Was it? I'm sorry, y'all. That might be the problem. I went to bed early last night, and I might have laid in bed just a little bit too long, but I woke up earlier, so it kind of balanced out. No, I don't know, stress. I'm gonna chop it off the stress. It's in my head. It needs to go away. I think I'm gonna use this Mirage color pigment and go around the visor. But I don't know what I'm gonna do for the suit because I really don't have no white. So I think I might take and use this in the visor and then use that shit, I keep hitting that and that don't work. The vacuum will come on for 2 seconds and then it just dies down and I still have it plugged up, so my foot hits that pedal every now and then. But I might use some of this mixed in with that Mirage Gold and then kind of color his suit with that, and then use just the Mirage Gold for his visor. And then I'll do the I got to do, let's see, all this part is going to be the water. See up here, let's see, all through here, right here, and right here. And then I'll do that part land and that part land.
So tight, chainsaw humming late into the night in the cutting groove, so resin free. Properties wouldn't work where he be. Blade spinning stories past in the shavings, feeling the texture. Like I
said, bullies is bullies. I don't like them, but I understand them to a degree. Like I said, my dumb self went that route. I was picked on bad when I was little, and then I jumped in size one summer drastically. And height, muscle, everything. And so I came back that summer with an attitude and a chip on my shoulder, and become the damn bully myself for a little while. And then took me a little while to realize and snap out of it and all, but yeah, just don't care for the bullies no. Like I said, I've been there, done that on both. Like I said, I Not a straight hoodlum punk, but I'm not sweet and innocent neither. I've walked both lines of life, as I say. You know, you got the good side, the bad side, and I kind of keep a foot on each side as I walk through life. I guess that's how I grew up, I guess. But, yeah. Bullies is bullies. They'll figure it out, and half of them is bullies just because they got their own issues they're trying to deal with, and they don't know how to deal with it. You know, so they're not all bad. Some of that coffee. Yeah. Hey, Bones, thank you. It's Friday. I hope you have an awesome day, sir. I'll catch you in some of your lives, I'm sure. I'm fixing to be shutting this one down anyway. It's about 7:30. This is that 13 logo I did yesterday, if you saw. It glows. That's the cool thing about it. Oh, try to get my light real quick, though. Don't know how good it's going to show up now as I don't have all the lights off, but that one's about done. I said I'm just going to give it some accent burns, and I'll clear coat that one. And then I'm just working up my colors for this, and I'll do that throughout the day because I want to have this done tonight and sprayed by the afternoon.
Welcome to the shop. Gears grind, sparks ignite.
That's what kicked me on my bully stages. I got bullied real bad. And I failed 6th grade. In my first year, 6th grade, I was short, and I got picked on bad. And my second year, 6th grade, that's when I had my growth spurt and got my muscle tone, and had been doing a bunch of down. I'd been in and out of martial arts, but we was in it hardcore over that summer, me and a buddy of mine. So yeah, I come back up into school that next year, and the first day of school, the bully seen me, threw his bags down like he was fixing to come and get me, and expected me to run, and I didn't run. I threw my stuff down and said, "Bring it," you know, and that was it. We went at it in the hallway, and I cleaned house, and then after that, it was like people were trying me for a few weeks because I messed with the bully, and so with that right there, that mentality, and when me having, I guess, stand up for myself so much right off the bat, I just ran with that mentality, and that's when I become a butthead. And I become a bully, but it was more, I was bullying the bullies at first until I run out of bullies to bully, and then I become that bully, and I just kept that mentality for a while. It took me a while to grow out of it, but then it's like, now it's like I look back and I'm like, you jackass, you was what you hated. You know. Oh, that's 7:30. All right, Pat, have a good day, man. Thank you for hanging out and chatting. Alright, I think I got my idea for my colors on here. Like I said, I gotta get stuff situated, make sure everybody's up and ready for work and all that stuff. But I'll work on this throughout the day. If I have enough time and ain't nobody out there doing a live, I might jump back live while I do it, but more than likely I'll do this off of my own. I got a lot to do to get ready for tomorrow. So if I don't go live again today and see any of y'all today, I will most definitely be going live off and on tomorrow. That event's 9 to 7, and I'm going to get there before 8. I think around 8 o'clock to start setting up. All right, y'all. Y'all have an awesome day. It's Friday. Everybody be safe. And hey, that bank's still going to be there when you get off to cash that check. So watch that road rage. All right, y'all, I appreciate it. Let me go turn all this stuff off. I gotta end the stream over here. I ain't sure how to do that just right.
Roach clips glowing, fingertips control. Therapy the mission, fire feeds the soul. Ink in the wood grain, carving out whole. Lost in creation, feeling fully whole.
God bless everybody. Thank you for showing up.
Blocks the vibe in time. Therapy eternal, sculpted line by line.